Looking out my window, sun shining bright.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the very first video of the off season for myself. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you're new around here, go ahead and subscribe, man. You're here for a reason. That NBA content is something that you really enjoy. So, you know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video if you enjoy the content, and throw some comments down there, man. I know I ask for that every video, but you know what I'm saying? Comments, I like talking basketball with people that like to talk basketball, you feel me? So, I mean, go ahead. Comment something down there, even if it don't have nothing to do with the video. Just comment something, man. I hope y'all having a great day. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, Adam Silver, at the beginning of the NBA Finals, mentioned that the league had come to a decision based off of the Ja Morant situation that occurred back in May. And today they released that information. It is a 25-game suspension to start off the season, the 2023-2024 season, due to Ja Morant being seen wielding a firearm on Instagram Live, not once but twice. And those instances happened within 3 months of each other. So he got a 25-game suspension. A report just came out not too long ago that the NBPA, the National Basketball Players Association, they feel like that was a little harsh and excessive of a suspension. But like I said, he had two instances happen within 3 months of each other. So I can understand why the league's trying to put their foot down to, prevent this from ever happening again, not just from Ja Morant, but other young guys that are coming into the league, because obviously that's against the league protocol, that's against policy to be seen with a firearm in any way. It's okay to have them to protect yourself, but to be flashing them off like the way that Ja Morant has done in the past, that's just not okay. Now, Ja Morant and his team did compile a statement that they released earlier today. I'm gonna read that off for you. The statement goes as follows. I've had time to reflect and I realize how much hurt I've caused. I want to apologize to the NBA, the Grizzlies, my teammates in the city of Memphis. To Adam Silver, Zach Kleiman, and Robert Pera, who gave me the opportunity to be a professional athlete and have supported me, I'm sorry for the harm I've done. To the kids who look up to me, I'm sorry for failing you as a role model. I promise I'm going to be better. To all my sponsors, I'm going to be a better representation of our brands. And to all my fans, I'm going to make it up to you, I promise. He continues the statement by saying, I'm spending the offseason in my suspension, continuing to work on my own mental health and decision making. I'm also going to be training so that I'm ready to come back. So I'm ready to go when I can be back on the court. I know my teammates are going to hold it down, and I'm so sorry I won't be there with you at the beginning of the season. And he finishes the statement off by saying, I hope you'll give me the chance to prove to you over time I'm a better man than what I've been showing you. Now, when it first happened, what was it, January or March, something like that, when he was in the club scene with the gun on live, his statement was a little similar to that, but it was, a 7-game suspension versus this 25-game suspension, and that was the back end of the season when they had already secured the 2 seed. This is at the beginning of the season to start off the year. No Ja Morant for 25 games. That's not as bad as it may seem. Hear me out. The Memphis Grizzlies are 33-17 without Ja Morant. That is including the playoffs, going all the way back to 2022. Where they were 21-7 without Ja, and then 12-10 this past season without Ja Morant. So they're definitely a competent team. 33-17, that's like really, really good, and like that's on pace to make the playoffs and be a high seed. But that's over the course of 2 seasons, 1, and 2. That's not something that is kind of really sustainable, because there were, gaps in between him being gone. He would be injured, he would come back, injured, come back. Last year, the suspension, come back, injured, come back. So this is a full 25-game stretch without Ja Morant. So there could be some way, somehow, where they aren't really on their job and being able to, sustain that success without Ja. But there's also a world where they can do that. Obviously, they're a more dangerous team when he suits up, but like I said, they're competent enough to win games. Taylor Jenkins is a great head coach. He can really get the best out of his team without Ja Morant. And then with the return of Steven Adams, who missed the back end of that second half of the season, Jaren Jackson Jr. coming off of a Defensive Player of the Year, and then guys like Bane and Tyus Jones, who had such great seasons this past year, they're in a position to be an above 500 team for sure. They also have guys in David Roddy, who's looking pretty good throughout the season, the back end of that season and into the postseason as well. Xavier Tillman being somewhat of a saving grace for them when that lineup got thinned out, missing Steven Adams and Brandon Clark. And not to mention, Brandon Clark should be returning from that Achilles injury sometime this season. So it's definitely not as bad as it could be, as it seems at the moment. Now, there have been a number of lengthy suspensions, longer than this 25-game suspension throughout the course of the NBA. The longest one, I'm going to list them off for you. OJ Mayo, as we know, was suspended and banned from the league for a couple years. That was a total of 164 games for violating the league's anti-drug stipulation. He got caught using PEDs and performance-enhancing drugs is what that is stand for. And then also, I'm pretty sure he had something with smoking weed in there. Ron Artest, as we all know, the Malice in the Palace was a crazy spectacle. That's why the league is so the way that it is now. Went into the stands and got into a fight with some fans. That was an 86-game suspension. Latrell Sprewell, suspension was 68 games long for choking out his coach. They got into it at practice, and Latrell took it upon himself to get a little physical. So those are like 164 games. That's 2.5 seasons. 86 games. That's more than the season. Obviously, 82 games is the full season, and then 68 games is damn near the entire season as well. And then the situation that happened in 2010 with Gilbert Arenas and Javaris Crittenton. Gil got 50 games for having weapons in the locker room, and then Javaris got 38 games alongside of Gil. So it definitely could be worse, especially seeing how it was a repeated offense. They could have matched the 50 games that Gil got. They could have gave him the entire season like Ron Artest got, but they decided to give him 25 games. I feel like that's fair. I'm not really the person to really judge that, but it's not that bad, really. Like he said, he'll take the time to show us that he's a better person that he has been proving. He will prove to us he's a better person that he's been showing us lately. Hopefully he gets his mental together. He's unfollowed some of his friends that were involved in the spectacles as of late. And I just hope the best for Ja Morant, bro, really. I don't want to see another young black guy throw away his career for something dumb. But that's all I got on that, man. It's a little bit lengthy, but just had to get that out there. First video of the off-season finally got out. This is not the kind of content that I thought it would be. I don't like speaking on things of that nature, especially when it comes to a black man. But it's news, and it's NBA news, and that's the field of work that I'm in, so to speak. I don't get paid for this, but we'll call it work. But yeah, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, if you enjoy the content, you're new around here, go ahead, subscribe, hit the like button, comment so we can get some banter going, and I'll see you on the next one, whenever that may be. Peace.